Hello there. Welcome to the full moon, the full snow moon in Virgo. So we are in Pisces and the full moon is in Virgo. And these two signs are mutable signs. So they're adaptable, they're flexible, and they represent a very particular type of theme. When Virgo and Pisces oppose, we usually see the dance of the savior and the victim. Somebody wants to rescue somebody. Somebody wants to serve somebody and help them. Somebody wants to be rescued from whatever they're going through. And thus you get a lot of dynamics, a lot of push-pull in that. That's going to happen at the full moon when the full moon is in Virgo, the full moon's in Pisces, because they both oppose. So twice a year, this particular dynamic can be activated. And it can also indicate, a lot of codependency because of that dynamic, where you sort of lose yourself in somebody else's life if you're trying to help them, or you lose yourself in someone else's control if they're trying to save you. And it's very hard to draw those boundaries back again in a healthy way at times. So we're going to check and see if the chart shows this, but this is just a general Virgo Pisces type of theme that comes up. So before we check the chart, I just wanted to invite you to join my free Facebook group called the Intuition Cafe. And you'll find it under Intuition Cafe, Clairvoyant Medium Catherine Allen. We have online events and we have in-person events. So we had our first in-person event a couple weeks ago, and it was great. I loved it. We all had fun. And basically what we do is practice our intuition, and we meet other people who are like-minded like us. And it's a space where you don't need to feel crazy for whatever you want to say or sense or whatever comes up. And you can practice it on the Facebook group as well with other people. And then you can come out and meet us in person or online. And I'm really happy to have started back into in-person events that are fun. I think everybody's needed it. So it's part social and it's part intuition practice. So it's open to everybody, no matter what level you are. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at this full moon chart. And it's not showing my face as I talk. There we go. I'll just do this. Ah. Oh, but it might. Anyway, I won't know until I do the playback whether this is going to show me talking at the same time, whether you see me or just the chart. I don't know why Zoom does this. Anyhow, alrighty, let's take a stab. Now, if you recall 2 weeks ago, the new moon, it was completely different, the configuration. All of the planets were on the other side, and now it's flipped over here. So that to me is always very interesting. Because as I mentioned in other videos, the planets here, this is the ascendant, AC, DC, descendant. This is the horizon line. Anything above the horizon line are planets that we might be more conscious of. We're aware of their energy in our chart. Unless it's over here in house number 12, where that is the house of Pisces, the house of the unconscious and the hidden. So here we've got a few things at the top of the chart that we can be very aware of. We've got a chunk of planets here that might not be so conscious. And then we've got a bunch that are below. By contrast, the MC, median coli, and the immium coli, the IC, planets on this half of the chart mean that you are relying on others, you get things, you're part of groups, you're part of teams, Your opportunities come through other people. You make, good relationships and social partnerships. On the other side, this is where most of our planets are for this full moon, self-directed, self-motivated, doing things more or less on your own. So last chart, everything was over here on the teamwork side. Now we're in the independent side. So do you feel that difference from the last 2 weeks? Are you feeling a little more like, okay, I'll just get things done on my own from 2 weeks ago? It's interesting. So first of all, sun is opposite the moon all the time in a full moon. So the sun is over here in Pisces. Mercury is in Pisces right beside it, and Saturn is in Pisces right beside it. So a trifecta of Pisces planets. Now, Sun, Mercury in Pisces doesn't like conflict, uses sensitive or imaginative or intuitive language, feels people out, might not say much at all, might be a little more introverted, unless they're with people that they're comfortable with. Then they might be brainstorming, talking for hours and hours. Mercury in Pisces is not going to be like, it's not going to be terribly mentally clear or ordered or organized. Mercury rules Virgo. Over here is our moon in Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. And it's happy there. That's where the communication planet finds it the easiest. So lots of analytical activity, lots of ideas, lots of communication skills, ability to formulate the words from your feelings and communicate them to other people. Pisces is like sort of all a big blur, big mush. Mercury in Pisces is going to be more like getting a vision, getting a gut feeling, having a dream, saying things that, maybe they start their sentence and then they don't finish it and they expect you to know what the rest of the sentence is because they'll drop their words halfway through, or they change concept halfway through, or they speak about something in a flowing kind of way without really knowing where it's going. And the moon in Virgo hates that. It hates that. The moon in Virgo puts a label on it, puts a jar. There's my pumpkin seeds. There's my sesame seeds. There's a label. All the seeds go side by side. All the jars match. Everything fits the shelf. That's Virgo. Everything's in order. Everything's got a name. Everything's got a place. Moon in Virgo needs things to be in order. Needs things to be named, needs things to be clear and analytical, needs things to be methodical. Could be a little bit OCD with the moon in Virgo because you need things to be in place. And then you've got Mercury and Sun, Saturn and Pisces, like, yeah, whatever. Moon in Virgo is like, hey, how come the candles aren't in the candle place? Mercury and Sun, Saturn, Pisces be like, just chill, doesn't matter. I don't know, think I saw them. Or they might say, I'm picturing them in the drawer, the third drawer down in the kitchen. The psychic moment, versus the mushy blur. Could be either one. Or they might say, let's just buy more candles then. Moon and Virgo be so angry. Why can't we just put them where we said? Why aren't they where I put them last? Why do we have to buy new ones? Or they might say, how come you're getting a vision? What do you mean? What do you mean you're seeing them somewhere? Did you actually see them? What do you mean you're seeing them in your mind? Right? Because Moon and Virgo wants things to be tangible. touchable, clear. It's an earth sign. So as you can see, these 3 planets are opposing that moon. There's not much helping that moon, but there is. There is Jupiter helping the moon. Thank goodness. Otherwise, that's one frustrated little Virgo moon out there. So otherwise, it's on top of the Pisces trifecta. It's sitting in the 12th house. It's not even conscious. Moon in Virgo is going to be so frustrated this moon, okay? I want to get things in order. I'm trying to, I don't know, put some paperwork together. I'm trying to crunch some numbers finally. I'm trying to like get to some sort of decision about, okay, this is the policy I need to buy. I need to call these people first. I need to measure this. I need to do that. I need to do before I call and calculate, and then I'm going to make a decision. The moon in Virgo needs, and it's in the 6th house, in its happy house of home, the 6th house of health and service. So this Virgo moon is very much serving everybody, making sure that whatever it relies on for its health, its happiness, its well-being, its community, its its extended family, its pets, grandparents, everything is in order. Everything's been thought of. There's a plan. We're ready to have it in case we need it. The moon in Virgo is super prepared, okay? It needs to be. Might have some health issues because that moon is so frustrated during this moon. If you're being very, well, if you're being a little bit perfectionistic or OCD too much about stuff, if you're being a little controlling, if you're being too like nitpicky about stuff, I have enormous anxiety with this kind of aspect during the full moon, because Pisces, Sun, Mercury, Saturn is like, go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Just whatever. It'll happen when it happens. Whatever's meant is meant. Moon in Virgo's like, excuse me, you can't just say whatever's meant is meant. We've got somebody in the hospital. We need to know that their medication is being taken at the right time and that somebody's monitoring it, and that, you know, it's the right one, and the doctor has marked it down on the chart properly, and whatever have you, all the details. And Pisces, Sun, Mercury, Saturn is like, I know, and I care about that too, but I'm just trusting that it's going to work out for them. We don't have to micromanage everything for it to work out. Moon in Virgo is going to be like, oh my God, crisis. No, I can't deal with that. And it's in the 12th house on top of that. Ugh. So it might be thinking to say, I care about what's going on. I'm sorry that all the details aren't working out the way you thought. Doesn't mean it won't work out. It can still, everything can still have ways of turning around for the best without us monitoring everything so much. Things can still happen even if we don't write them all down on paper, or things can still be okay even if they don't happen in the right order that you would like them to. They might be thinking that. Are they going to say it? It's in the 12th house. They might have a dream about situation and not say it. They might think it, not say it out loud. It's the 12th house. They might not even be aware 100% that they're thinking that way about life till somebody points it out. Moon and Virgo might point it out. People might point out some details or flaws to you this full moon. Hard to say, it's whichever you relate to the most. If you relate more to the Pisces side, then you might be the one who feels like you're a bit sort of dreamy or detached, or want to just be hermiting and alone, just avoiding the crowd. You don't want to be on. You don't want to be forced to think through things in too tough a way. You might just be on some sort of nice autopilot flow of your own, as long as no one interrupts it. Maybe you're getting lots of stuff done and it doesn't matter in what way, in what order, in what timing. You're You're going with it. You might be super creative. You might, like I said, be dreaming a lot because of these 12th house planets. Or you might relate more to that Moon and Virgo side that's like, why can't I just get their shit together? Like you do. And you might feel like I need to take charge here because someone asked you. So do you see the victim savior thing very clearly, how that could happen from this? All right, so what planets support the moon? Well, thankfully, Jupiter does. One of the best ones to support it. Jupiter's in Taurus. Super practical. Thank goodness. The moon has some support from people who are also down to earth to help it out. Yeah, let me just see, how would that play out? Also, thankfully, Jupiter is making a sextile to all those planets in Pisces, not a square. So it's helping both out, actually. And it's also not making an aspect. The moon and sun are not making an aspect to Uranus, which is good. Because Uranus could like rattle it, make it all more a little edgy and unpredictable. It's doing that with something else, but it's not doing it with the moon. So you could sort of say then that Jupiter and the moon, if you focus on this down to earth energy, down to earth, practical, don't get too much, don't go on flights of fantasy and don't, you know, try to be visionary and psychic about everything like the Pisces planets could be. Just if you just feel like you got to bring it back down to earth, this I can see, this is practical, this is long-term grounded thinking, this is resourceful, this is like, again, Jupiter is in the second house of money, accenting well the moon. So could be good if you are down to earth and detailed about your financial planning right now. Excellent energy to help you with that. So, and like I said, it makes a nice blue lines sextiles to the Pisces planet. So it does support that as well. It's just harder to sort of make that work. You have to try a little harder. But there's a calming influence, I feel, with Jupiter and Taurus there. Now we've got some more aspects to deal with up here, though. And they're not really making any clear configuration with the sun-moon axis of oppositions. They're not making a perfect T-square. They just seem to exist on their own. So ironically, Jupiter is quite the focus point of this chart because it's accenting, it's aspecting everything. So quite interesting. So Jupiter is squaring off with Pluto, Mars, and Venus in Aquarius. So Pluto in Aquarius, we've talked about a bit. I'm sure if you might have seen other videos where I'm talking about it. I gave a talk on it. Pluto in Aquarius, we've all been feeling, I believe, since the end of January. I've seen a lot of people have a rough month this February. There's a lot of sort of forcing people to reckon with themselves, like old stuff, old, let's say, shadow aspect of ourselves, things that, you know, maybe they were always there in the background, but for whatever reason, you were just sailing along in life and didn't have to deal with it. And now, you know, like health issues that maybe were always sort of there and you were all right. So you just let it go and they crop up on you. Relationship dynamics that, again, maybe you're like, well, this is, you know, I've always had tension with this person. Why is it suddenly bugging me now? I don't know, but you're facing it. I see a lot of that. And I'd say if that's your case, then you're more likely probably, you know, a sensitive person, a reflective, introspective person. Most of the people watching this kind of stuff will be. If you're still have an attention span for where I am, where I'm talking right now, and you're still here, I'm sure you're probably very sensitive, introverted, empathic, light worker yourself. So for some reason, all us light workers seem to be asked to be reckoning with ourselves, with our deeper shadows right now, clearing out, preparing, you know, to be the light or to receive more light, hopefully, in the coming couple of years of so much change. So Pluto and Aquarius squaring off with Jupiter is not easy because Jupiter's pretty strong there in Taurus. It's Jupiter, so it's like expansive but it's pretty stubborn. And Pluto and Aquarius is pretty stubborn. So you have this energy of like a rebel or like someone that just wants to knock things down and start over again, start from scratch, mixed with a staunch historian type in Jupiter that doesn't want things to change. And Aquarius says, you must. And Jupiter says, I don't want to. And Pluto says, we're going to make you, you know? So you can feel the power standoff that's in this chart too. Because of that, then you've got Venus and Mars together in Aquarius as well. And again, that's just really emphasizing it's time for change. It's time for radical change. We want and we are willing to act on new ideas, innovative ways of seeing things, emotionally detaching from stuff, letting things break down so that they can be rebuilt. Jupiter and Taurus is like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. I'm comfortable the way it's been. Thank you very much. This is secure for us. Don't touch it. And you got Pluto, Venus, and Mars going, it's happening. It's happening whether you like it or not. Now, Uranus is also in Taurus, emphasizing that Taurus, I don't like things to change, but it's Uranus. Uranus is about change. It is about shaking things up. So it's pretty hard right now for anyone to hang on to anything that they think or thought was the way life is, the way life should be, or the way things seem simple or secure. And it's happening in the house of, again, second house is money, 11th house is communities, groups, friends. So you could see some wake and shake ups with your friendships, with your values, with your groups. It's a funny chart, you know? OCD, go with the flow, man. Victim, savior, anxiety, and yeah, I'm getting yeah, I get a feeling for that. It's like, no, give me the concrete details. Stop spacing out. Come on, come back to earth. And then you've got rebel, rebel, rebel. Let's do something brand new. Yeah, scrap that. It doesn't work anymore. Let's do something else. And Taurus, no, you don't. You sort of sit there going, huh? And it's all in one chart. How do we synthesize that? Well, you feel whichever one you relate to the most in this chart. Both of them have opposition. No matter where you sit in this chart, you have opposition. So where do you feel most comfortable? Usually I tell people, right, where the best energy is, where to focus yourself, where there's the least upheaval or conflict if you're not up for it. It's very mild in this case. There's really just like Neptune in Pisces, right at the tail end of Pisces now. Neptune is, helping out Pluto a little bit, but, Neptune is like Yeah, I'll be your cloud. Okay. Yep, I love your ideas. Oh, awesome. That would be, wow, if that ever happened, that'd be so cool. Sort of dreamy again and idealizing things. It could add some idealism to, the big sweeping changes that Aquarius wants to bring. Could idealize the revolution. But again, it's Neptune, so it's idealizing or is it self-deceiving? You won't really know. So the best energy in this chart is the moon in Virgo and Jupiter in Taurus. Keep it practical, keep it tangible and practical and earthy. That's sort of how to get through this. Otherwise, there's opposition and conflict. But again, the feeling is that it's very subverted. It's not outright fighting and arguing. It's you know, nuanced or just sort of feeling like something's off. And it's hard to navigate that. Some of you will run into the direct conflicts, like we're saying with the moon and sun, with the details versus the, yeah, whatever, ambivalence, the creative versus the no, 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 I need proof. Some of you for sure. But there might be a lot of people that just sort of feel like introverting. That's the feeling I'm getting. All right, let's go to the cards now. What a strange feeling full moon it is. Yeah, all right. So what can the cards help us with to make things a little clearer? Definitely going to light some of my sage and lavender here. I love the smell of the sage and the lavender together. All right, just imagine that this medicine is cleansing you as well as it's cleansing me and the cards. It might be a good time to smudge and cleanse when there's so much ambivalence. Ambivalence and subversive or internal conflict. Good time for cleansing if you can. All right. So our first card is the Ten of Wands. Oppression. Well, we certainly see that in the world right now. How can we not be feeling some of this ourselves? Even if we're not there, even if you're don't want to get involved or take a stand or weigh in or whatever, but it's in the air. This horribly oppressive energy. You might feel it in your own life as like feeling restricted or tested, or there's a lack of, you don't have the freedom of movement that you once used to, even if we look at the economy and the housing and rental market, and just a lot of people feel very stuck. And we've got two of discs, infinity, the snake biting its own tail. Everything changing, light and dark all the time. There's periods of light, periods of dark. There always will be. So that is a comfort when you're feeling stuck, to remember that there is no stuck. There's periods where we don't really like where we are. We can't figure out what to do to how to move forward next. But we have to trust in the wisdom of change. Things always change, always, always change and always will. Ah, that's better. Now we have art. We have the witch. And she is mixing things. And she knows her alchemy. And she is going to put together something in time when the time is right. So this means it's a great time to be thinking of, what do you want to build? What do you want to make? What do you want to see happen in your life? Start mixing the ingredients together without telling too many people, or maybe no one. Just start to make your mix. If you want to travel next year, if you want to get out of here, what do you got to do? There's multiple things. Start doing them. Don't tell anybody. If you want to quit your job, you've got to keep it on the down low, perhaps. This would be, to me, keeping it on the down low. Then you would do some research, talk to some people privately, start to look, start to apply. There's something brewing. Oh boy. And the following card, the Death card. There's going to be some surprises, some shocks and surprises. As you start mixing and brewing whatever you want to do next in your life, something's going to come along and go, which, no, it's not that. It's going to be something else. It's going to be something better. It's going to surprise you. So you think you're on one path, and it's going to go, no, no, no. It's going to take you over here. But it's going to be something better than you thought. Love it. The Empress. Now you start to attract or be this divine queen, divine mother, nurturing and abundant, powerful. You attract the right people, the right resources. You're nurturing whatever you want to give birth to. And it's bigger than it was beforehand. King of Swords comes in. The Knight or the King of Swords comes in. This is usually, it can show up as an actual person who comes in, wants to join you, partner, help you, be a customer, who knows? Someone you hire. Quick and clever, very smart, not very emotionally savvy, low emotional intelligence, usually high academic or knowledge intelligence. So he's coming into the play. Prince of Cups comes in. Another person, very sensitive, creative, adaptive, more confused, not as sure of himself, doesn't like conflicts, has a hard time committing. He'll stick around, but you're not sure whether he's really committed fully. A little bit of emotional immaturity, but a lovely, lovely person. And there's the Emperor. And we already have the Empress. You see how they're looking at each other? So a lot of the time the Emperor represents, just raw power. And as you can see, this guy's pretty severe. But I like this reading because the Empress is there. The Emperor and Empress coming together. So there's the King of Swords and the Prince of Cups, but the Emperor and Empress are there around them. So that tells me you will find or bring out or hire or find whatever, or partner with, or who knows if it's love. You'll find the right person. You'll find the right match. If you are in partnerships right now for any reason, you're going to find the right match. The other two that show up look like, you can work with them, but you'll have to manage them. Whereas these two, the power couple, they're on the same level as each other. And that's exciting for whatever you're trying to do right now. And finally, Ace of Swords, baby. Whatever you're going to do is going through. It's clear. There's a lot of excitement and there's clarity of purpose and momentum, and you're on the same page together, and you can go out there and move mountains. So if you think you're stuck right now, you're not stuck. It's timing. Everything is about the timing, the alchemy and the timing. So trust. Gosh, what a great reading that is, especially after looking at the chart. All right, let's take a look for your signs. All right, just gonna burn some, pardon me, some Palo Santo. I just love Palo Santo. And you know, one of these tiny little pieces of Palo Santo can last years. We don't need much. And it's amazing. The smell is amazing. What it brings in brings a sweetness to it. It's very earthy, very Jupiter and Taurus. All right, so let's just see. What do you need to get done? What do you need to be focused on right now for your full moon? What would bring you the most benefit to focus on this full moon? That's a good question. What would bring you the most benefit to focus on this full moon? I might do these a little quicker than usual. I'm feeling some sort of momentum here with that last reading. So if I give a message quicker or shorter, just take it as extra clarity, not as, anything else. Because I'm feeling this fast movement suddenly. Aries, what do you need to focus on? Three of Cups, abundance. Aries, if you need to fund something you want to do, you need to get some money rolling. If it's not your money, you borrow it or you find investors or partners. Three is certainly somebody that can work in groups, partnerships, affiliates. Get someone to sponsor you, get out the door, let the money roll. Don't wait on your ideas. Don't wait on your ideas. Find the people, hire the people, partner with the people, barter with the people. I don't care. It's definitely saying do not wait for what you're trying to do next. That must be why the energy was just coming so fast. Maybe this is just for Aries. Wow. Aries like seize the day, okay? Carpe diem, seize the day. Jeez. Okay, Taurus. What do you need to focus on this full moon? Ah, that too, that's an Aries card. That is the Princess of Wands. Taurus, even though you want to be comfortable and you'd rather things don't change, you must admit things are changing. Things are changing faster than you thought, and they're not going to stop. You need to go with it. You need to be more spontaneous right now. You've got it in you. You need to let go a little bit and go for it and stop pondering and mulling, whatever it is, and trust what comes to you quicker. Otherwise, you're going to find something passes you by. You'll be like, oh, that's a great opportunity. Yeah, they asked me. And then you wait. There's a threshold. You don't have months. You don't even have a month. You have to act. I'm hearing you have to act within a couple weeks of what they ask you. Maximum. So if something comes along and you're like, that's exactly what I've been wanting, and you want to go, oh, I'm just going to think about it a while. It'll still, no, it's not going to be there by the time you've thought about it. Spontaneous. Trust yourself. Gemini, what do you need to focus on this full moon? Wow, Wheel of Fortune. Huh. Huh. That's just giving me a funny feeling. Um, I don't feel this is necessarily you that's going to feel the Wheel of Fortune, like seeing the ups and the falls and the downs and the rise and for yourself. I feel like you're watching it in others. You're witnessing. You're witnessing other people's ups and downs and changes. Lots of people changing their circumstances around you. I get a feeling you for now are stable. Stable is driving me crazy. Okay. You are good right now. You're just observing the wheel going around. You've been adaptable enough because you're a Gemini that you can rock and roll with whatever's coming. But you're going to see a lot of other people telling you good news, bad news. Oh my God, yay. Oh no, Yeah. Just stay very observant in your bubble. Cancers, What do you need to pay attention to this full moon? Ugh, Ten of Swords. Okay. Time for something to end. It is definitely, this is like just such a nasty place to be in yourself. Okay. Ten of Swords is like the 10 is the max energy that you can get of a sign. When you're talking about mental energy and analysis, and where you're not including emotion or practicality or your will, it's literally just thoughts and thinks and thoughts and thoughts and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking some more. And then you get to the Ten of Swords, it says ruin. It's got the sun in Libra and the moon in Gemini. It's utter hell. Okay. Sun in Libra is endlessly weighing things. Moon in Gemini is endlessly adding more possibilities for the Libra to weigh. You'll never get through everything you're trying to analyze and weigh. So it's rare I'd say this to a Cancer, but you've got to get out of your head right now. Get out of your head. Stop analyzing it. Stop rehashing everything. Stop rehashing. And the moon in Virgo is a terrible or great time to rehash. So try to your best to stop yourself from like, oh, I wonder why they, or I wonder, stop it. Or how come I and they, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop comparing yourself, stop analyzing the same bloody situations you've been going over and over and over in your mind. Ten of Swords is like, it's enough already. Okay. It's enough. You're destroying yourself by overthinking the same things. It is time to get out of your head and move on. Distract yourself, put on some music, scream, I don't care. Just do not go down the same rabbit holes. Boy, strong messages coming. I love it. Leos, what do you need this full moon? You got the Queen of Wands. Well, you're used to being the Queen of Wands. That's a very Leo card. You're used to being in charge. Mainly what I'm getting for you is that you've got a disgruntled person around you who's afraid or threatened of you, of your power or your confidence. And you've probably been in this role where maybe you've been in this role with your work, or maybe that's your role in your family or with something for so long where you're just used to being the one who sort of calls the shots, or you're in charge, or you're the responsible one. There's someone under you who is disgruntled. They're like, how come he or she is always the one deciding? How come they're always the strong one? How come they get, have more whatever than I do? So you're dealing with someone who's feeling jealous, envious, wants what you have, might say something towards you, might try to rebel. I don't feel it's anything big you have to worry about, but you should be aware to balance the situation out a little bit, or be, patient towards them, because they might gain steam down the road, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet. But there's envy or jealousy around you. Virgos, what do you need to know for this full moon? You got the sun. Well, the moon's in your sign. You might be happy with that. Yay! Everyone's focused on the details. I'm happy. Jupiter's emphasizing it. Great. Let's do more details. So I see the sun. It's pretty good full moon for you. If anything, I see you expanding yourself, expanding your horizons, because look at all the rays that are spinning out and right off the card. So if you're feeling well and your energy's strong and you're feeling, goal oriented, or there's lots of stuff you want to just get down to doing, yeah, this is a time of like expanding your networks, expand your horizons, reach out to people, make phone calls, do whatever, go to different neighborhoods, join something, attend something, just like expanding yourself, expanding your horizons. Libras. It's going to mix the cards again because I haven't mixed them. Libra, what is in store for you this full moon? And you get the power card, power, 4 of discs. Hmm. You need to just focus on whatever brings you that sense of stability and peace. You might need some time alone, some privacy, some quiet. You might need to kick a few people out the door so you get that. You might not want to just let anybody in. You might be much more careful who you're letting in your house, who you're letting have access to you, even by phone. Yeah, you need your space right now. Otherwise, nothing terribly eventful for your full moon. Scorpios, what about you? Yeah, 9 of Swords, not very fun. It's funny, second water sign, and it's getting the same message with the swords. Too many swords, too much thinking, too much overhashing. Mars in Gemini, you're thinking about all the people you can't trust and all the people that have let you down or betrayed you. All the people who have mistreated you. Maybe you're thinking about people you feel you've done that to, but it could be that you're sort of feel a sense of feeling sorry for yourself right now. Now, if you've just been freshly aware that, if you're just at the beginning of healing something where you realize, wow, I have been mistreated, people have been dishonest with me, people have manipulated me, or they haven't spoken to me very nicely. Well, if you're at the beginning of that, then yeah, you're going to feel this cruelty, this betrayal, this anguish feeling. But something tells me that for some of you, you're rehashing old ones and you're just making yourself worse. You're just making it harder on yourself. So I'm going to give you a similar message to Cancer is like stop replaying scenarios in your mind that you've already sorted out. Let them be done. Let yourself move forward, discerning who you can trust, discerning who does treat you well, and not focusing on what happened, but on what you want instead. Sagittarius. Oh, peace. 2 of Swords. Hmm. That just gave me the nicest breath of fresh air feeling. This breezy, like letting go and free and setting sail, making peace with somebody possible, having a great heart to heart, bringing you closer with someone, allowing yourself to let go enough to feel free of some baggage or yeah, something that you felt was holding you down that was unsaid, or person that you're worried will have a bad reaction to something you want to do, or something that was on some emotional level you weren't feeling completely free and at peace to do. And then you have the conversation or you sort it out and you now feel totally free to set sail and do it or say whatever. You're unleashed in a nice, smooth kind of way. Very nice. Capricorn, what do you need to know this full moon? Of course, you've got money, gain, and wealth. And look at all the Virgo symbols. Well, it is a Virgo card, Venus and Virgo, not the moon, but still close enough. So what you need to do this full moon then is, again, you're thinking about long-term wealth, you're thinking about investments, you're thinking about um, anything to get your finances in order or calculate what your mortgage payment's going to be now with this current, with the interest rates, or you're like it's something very detailed with money that you're trying to iron out right now. Maybe you're applying for something as well, because this could also be filling out applications for grants, loans, or again, like investments getting involved in. Um, yeah, I was gonna almost say taking courses on it to learn, but I don't think it's really a formal course, but you might be researching something. So yeah, I would use that Jupiter moon in Earth sign energy to like take advantage of advancing something where you do need to put your mind on financial details and goals. Aquarius, what do you need to know this full moon? Okay, so you got the Princess of Swords. There's someone, unless this is you, there's someone around you who's struggling and probably a bit rebellious and somebody who could be self-destructive or self-sabotaging at times. Somebody who might be quite smart, but maybe like precocious or mouthy. Someone who likes to stir up trouble, unless that's you. But otherwise, it's someone like that around you in your midst that you might want to just sort of do a bit of damage control if you know who this is. Otherwise, doesn't feel like a threat to you. But somebody like this can be like a disruptor to your peace when at a time when you need it. Or you might be the one stepping in to sort of guide them like a parent almost. This would be like a rebellious teenage child, even if it comes in a person who's 45, but that's their energy. So you might be the one who's helping or guiding this person. And finally, Pisces, your full moon. Very nice. You've got Eight of Wands, swiftness. So what you need, Pisces, is to get out of town. You need a little excursion, a little day trip, a little fun activity, a little flight of fancy. You need to do something fun, spontaneous, exploratory. Could be also like athletic, um, like I said, sightseeing or a day trip, or if you can go to the beach, go to the beach, if you can hike up a mountain somewhere. Otherwise, if you're not able to physically leave and go somewhere and do this kind of thing, you need to do that mentally. You need like a break from thinking about whatever your daily grind is. So you need some inspiration, and changing your scenery is the best way to do that. And if you can't afford to physically change your scenery, then you can watch movies or videos about something that you've always dreamed of and just let yourself go into that and take yourself there. You need, it's an uplift that you need. And happy birthday to all my Pisces people as well. If you would like to join my Intuition Cafe, it's free and the link is in the comments below. I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you want private readings with me, then I'm always available. So just message me here in the comments or over at river-rain.com. Happy full moon.